5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's good, everybody? Welcome to StripperRadioLive. Of course, it is me, Yo Hustle God. I got some guests today. Everybody, make some noise for STATIX SHOCK.
What's up, y'all?
Also from the EMB, that boy P Drizzy. What's good, y'all? Y'all been good? Good. Just living. Yeah, that's all you gotta do is live. Make it through the day. Hey, I gotta pay some bills. Hey, everybody, grab some stars. Put them on here.
Sure.
Support. Just support. He did. And I gotta give him props for that.
Yeah.
He did that. So we also are sponsored by, as you can see, the ticker is going down there. If you want to join the show, man, you are welcome to join the show. We will add you as a guest. But we are sponsored by the Downtown Tower. How do I always fuck it up? The Downtown Tower. The Downtown Tower. Executive Suite. At 6 and Tyler. The Take the Mic, a podcast studio, which we are in right now. Left this is coming back, thank God, because we need somewhere to perform. And then sponsored by the Best Will Massage and Wellness Center here at the Tower. Call the number 806-676-7075 to ask for Susan, and she will hook you up. And of course, Lit Arcade Bar on the corner of 7th and Polk. It's got retro games, best pool, and probably the best drafts in town. So get your ass over there. We're gonna give them love and props. Yeah, you know, go get a beer. Go get nice one. If y'all want to donate real money, there's the Cash App. Do it at the Gentleman's Club 365. We're doing it all the way live. And of course, Stripper Radio Live shirts and the Gentleman Club shirts are available on propervillainsclothingcompany.com. Or, hey, $24.99 for the tees, $44.99 for the hoodies, plus tax and shipping. Because, you know, we gotta pay the damn bills. We gotta do that shit. Giving shouts out to my big sis out there at China's Playhouse. 4624 West Reno Ave in OKC, and of course, my favorite discount liquor store, because we talk about liquor on Thursdays. 27th Street Discount Liquor here in Amarillo. Thank y'all guys. Y'all are great ass people. Oh, there are people here, and I know we got comments. I have looked. We got a couple of people. I'm trying to see who's all here so I can, you know, I try to answer everybody and tell everybody hello and give them a shout out.
Appreciate y'all tuning in. For sure.
Very
much. Get up in here.
Easy. It ain't that hard. People just join the show.
Yeah. Tune in a little bit.
Just tune in a little bit.
They locking your life up a little bit.
Might
elevate and build.
Oh.
Start getting on the way. Elevate and build.
Speaking of which, that's what we're going to talk about. Right now, what is elevate and build mean to you?
Man. To me, elevate and build to me is just like everybody's been, you know, to the bottom or seen the bottom of their own part, you know, their own little ways. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta come up. Like some people, they like to, you know, like stay down, you know, or just feel like ain't nothing gonna happen for them, and just stay down that way. No. You just gotta find different ways, different routes. Take a step back, you know, just take different perspective on life. Find different routes. Find different routes to elevate.
You gotta find that elevation. There's certain, you know, there's certain points where it's not,
for sure,
not gonna be always great. Marcella says hello, my love. I hope you're doing good, Marcella. I don't know why it won't let me get into my damn show right now. It won't at the moment. I don't know why, but it will. Eventually, we'll get it.
Technology.
Like want to charge me and shit. What about you, Static?
Oh man, like you pretty much explained it all. Just elevating the build on a daily, man. Waking up, trying to better yourself.
But you know, there's a lot of people that don't always want to elevate themselves.
Right.
They feel the see the bigger picture.
That's your way of life. That's on you. I'm not knocking it.
I don't knock it. I mean, I don't knock it for nobody, but I feel like some people, because they're afraid to do it for themselves,
Right.
they expect you to do it for them. And then when you try to do it for them, and then it's not the way that they want it, then it's like, oh, no, I can't fuck with you.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Come on.
Why can't you fuck with me? Well, it's not going to always be perfect. I know it's not always going to be perfect. But we got Marcella on. I'm sure there's some other people on. I just don't know when. Make sure you send some stars. You know, tell them a little bit about yourself. We're going to start off with STATIX Shock. Tell them.
Oh, man. My name's STATIX Shock from Dallas, Texas. But I've been in Amarillo for about 8 years. Man, I'm just a cool, vibey dude, man. That stay out the way pretty much. Got 2 kids. Got a girlfriend.
Oh.
We've been together about 3 years.
I think he's the first dude that's ever shouted out his girl.
Hey, let's go.
I think he's the first one.
Hey.
What's up, man? How you doing? Well, I take that back. I think Eli did. Because his girl was on the show. And she was,
okay.
You know, she was like, oh, yeah, I know that. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I didn't put him out there, too. Yeah. P. Drizzy, tell him what you do in the E and B. Now you see, you got your whole arm in your face.
Man, you got me messed up. But man, my name P. Drizzy. Pedro, really. My name's Pedro, but I go by P. Drizzy. From the Panhandle, really. a little bit everywhere. Kind of been on my little own path since I was like 18, you know. Got out the house. You know what I'm saying? Left mom's crib.
You ain't staying in the basement, ho!
Got two kids of my own. You know, so
Right on.
Gotta do what I could.
See, I like that. I like that. See, when people involve their children, that means you actually care. You give a shit about your kids. So,
yeah, that's what we in it for. You know,
gotta say what's up to my little brother out there, man. James, Mr. Sims, what's going on with you? Well, okay, we're gonna talk about something. What motivates you for your music? What motivates your music?
Okay. You want? No. Okay.
Okay. Drizzy?
Me, man. What elevates me? So I'm a type of person. You know, some people go to their problems. They go to a therapist. You know what I'm saying? Somebody to talk to. I never really could do that. So boom, music just was answering to me. You know what I mean? I just pour everything out to that, and it just became greatness. You know, it just became something I like to do, and that's what helps me get out of any funk, you know, any depression, any anxiety, any bad thoughts, you know, any negativity. Go to that source. Everybody has their source. Some may drink, some may smoke. You know what I mean? I make music. You know, and that's what we do.
That's been my drug. That's been my drug of choice for a while.
What, smoking?
Music.
Music?
Yeah, because like when I'm having a bad day, my head, you know, like I've been in this condition for a little bit.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, man, if I got some good music, then I can kind of vibe with whatever I'm doing. I keep on forgetting to turn on this damn light. But music makes me, I mean, it motivates me. Like DMX, I wouldn't have wrote Let Me Touch It if I hadn't listened to DMX. So, and I happened to listen to DMX that day. I couldn't come up with shit. Larry was trying to help me with it. And I listened to that damn song by DMX. What about you, STATIX? What motivates your music?
Oh, man, like pretty much what he said. I kind of been in Amarillo kind of on my own for a minute. Music kind of helped me get through a lot. Rainy days, even if I'm in a good mood, kind of uplifts me. Man, I always had an ear for music. I've been having an ear for music for like ever since I was little. Grew up with different types of genres, neo soul, one of my favorite genres, rap, R&B, old school, new school. So I grew up with different types of flavors. So it's just when I'm in a funk, I kind of put myself in that, you know, that nostalgia moment. I remember hearing that song in the car with mom, no worry, just hearing that song. Yeah. And it's like, this motivates me to keep pushing, you know.
Oh, yeah. The baby bro says, what's up? Not much. We just doing the show. That's all we do. Okay, since you said that part, you know, like, you just get motivated by music, which is, you know, any good artist should be motivated by music. If you're not, then there's something wrong with you. But, okay, since you brought up the playlist, I'm going to bring up the playlist. What's your favorite song to vibe to, you know, even if it's just to get a little bit of insight on what you want to do? Or like, say even like I said, I've been trying to write this song and I listen to an artist I like to get me motivated.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite songs to vibe to? I'm gonna let BZ think about it because he up here in the sky right now thinking about it.
Dame Dollar, that Dope Talk, man, something about that song, man. It kind of puts me in that mode. You know who Damian Lillard is. He's a phenomenal basketball player, on and off the court.
And you know, it's kind of weird because I never really thought of him as a rapper.
Man,
you know, like he's an artist. He really is. I've heard some of his songs, and I'll be listening to Too Short's he has a podcast, and he also has a radio show. And it says "Don't Stop Rapping," and he put Damian Lillard on there as one of the songs that he listens to. Mm-hmm. So, what about you, babe?
Yeah, my probably biggest inspiration might have to be J. Cole, man. Like the song "Love Yours," like it just speaks. It just speaks to the soul. You know what I mean? So, and that's the type of stuff I'm on. You know what I mean? I'm trying to touch people in here. You know?
Yeah.
People ain't alone.
Because I want you to, you want to be able to be like, man, I know I make some cheesy songs.
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Right. I know I make some cheesy songs, but then there are people that'll come up to me like, that song was dope.
Exactly.
And I'll be like,
Especially hearing that feedback, you know, it's just like that's more of a motivation as well.
Yeah. Feedback is
just to know people are rocking with you and relate to what you're going through too. So it's just,
my dude is joining.
Hey, he's pretty dang man.
And I blame Larry. What's up, Larry? He is like
Jordan Lucas and JD.
Hey, shout out Big Bro Larry.
Shout out to the big.
Hey, shout out Big Bro Larry.
Because like after I heard him wreck that one song by Jordan, and then I even sent him a link because he was looking for Jordan Lucas was looking for somebody to be on a remix with him that knew the song. Mm-hmm. I was like, dude, you do that song great. Like shit, I sent it to him. But then I have to do more research. Because you don't want to just be like that, oh, well, I like this song. Yeah. Okay. What other songs do you like?
Right, yeah.
Like ISIS is a dope-ass song. Mm-hmm. That's a dope-ass song, period. But then I started listening to more. Devil's Work, that's my song.
Man.
That touched
you heard the second one?
I haven't heard it all yet. I know it just came out and I'm ready to listen to it.
Chills, I tell you what.
It is.
Yeah.
It's just joining.
It's just storytelling.
Yeah, he tells a great story.
Yeah, for sure.
J. Cole always tells a great story. And I mean, even if you sitting over here thinking it's just a dope song, like Neighbors. Neighbors was the perfect song, and it had an undercut meaning if you really listen to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because then it's like, just because I look like this doesn't necessarily mean that's what I'm doing.
Exactly.
I just happen to do this.
Exactly.
Like I happen to be a rapper.
Just happen to be the lifestyle.
Yeah, I happen to be in that lifestyle. Exactly. That's just what it is.
But portraying the image on something.
You got to. I mean, and I don't feel like you have to, not necessarily that you have to portray the image for everybody, but I feel like some people don't totally understand, like, hey man, I was raised here. This is how I was raised. Yeah. You may not be a Crip nigga, but you dress in all blue. Mm-hmm. You may not be a blood nigga, and you dress in all red.
For sure. Yeah.
But people automatically, because you happen to be black, or you happen to be whatever you are.
Or you have dreads.
Or dreads, right. Tattoos.
All kinds of shit. Yeah.
They get weirded out. I don't get it. So when can I expect to hear a Static Shock album?
Man, I don't know if it'll be a Static Shock album. It's more of an E&B thing, man. It's a movement. We move like a movement, man.
Well then let's rephrase that. When can I expect an album from the E&B?
Man, it's coming pretty soon. I'm gonna say sometime around this summer we're working on something. Shout out to Ivy. I've been talking to him on some things. We've been trying to work on some things.
Right on.
Few artists I'm just trying to collab with, just to get a summer vibe going, something different.
OPI.
Like I'm telling people,
OPI, what's up, guys?
Definitely.
Hey, shout out.
But
that's the letters for sure.
Yeah, just bring a summer vibe. Like I was telling him, like everybody kind of grew up like gangsters, and not everybody trapping. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have some type of lane where you got people like us ready to do 9 to 5 work and they just want to vibe out to some songs. You know
Yeah.
So we just trying to like take our time, get everything.
I hate to catch it.
No, you
That's something that's important though.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, not all the music's being still, right?
Yeah.
Especially like I'm probably gonna put too much of my shit out there. But you know, I grew up in that gangster mentality. I did grow around gangsters, Crips and Bloods and everything like that. I had friends that were Bloods and I was a Crip.
Yeah.
And that was weird for everybody else. So I've always been that standout anyway.
Right.
But at the end of the day type thing, you just kind of want to be able to say that you're pretty, you know, open-minded about it all.
Yeah, definitely open-minded about it.
Alex is in the building. Cavazos.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Be in the house.
Y'all see, that's what I mean. Like, y'all have people that support you, and then you have to also kind of think about, you know, like the vibe that you want to give.
Yeah.
That's
So,
the game right there. That's part of it.
Yeah.
Part of the movement right there.
But see, that's the movement. You know, that like I started this whole villain shit, whatever the hell. Because I looked at it this way. I can relate to that. I've been trying to be the good guy. I try to do good things, but people automatically have an assumption and say that, oh, well, you know, you trying to hustle everybody. No, bro. I'm just trying to elevate my people. You know, like, especially, like I said, there was somebody that was doing this when I was growing up. I probably would never went to prison. Probably never would have went through a lot of the shit that I went through if I never did it. You know, but then I was motivated to do it just because I love music and I had an affinity for it. So it just kind of worked itself out. So I'm going to ask you a question. Local support, what are your views on the lack of community support in the 806? Because y'all have a very positive movement, especially considering, you know, like, you hood niggas without being hood niggas. You know what I mean? So you're trying to do it for that working class still. That, like, man, I'm freestyling in the back while I'm washing dishes at the job. Yeah. Right. So how does that make you? Really, honestly, how does it make you feel a little bit? I know it probably really doesn't affect you as much as long as it's the people that are there for you.
And that's what kind of goes down to.
In a sense,
I mean, it's a lack of support, whether, you know what I'm saying, you have people that's like really want to come together, and then later on down the line, they're like branch out because they was benefiting from you only, you know what I'm saying? So they want to go somewhere else and do their own thing. It happens a lot. I mean, it happens in Dallas, it happens in Los Angeles. You see it everywhere. But I really kind of just go with the flow.
I mean, I kind of have noticed that there's a lot of people that really want to support. They just probably don't know how.
Yeah.
Or you don't know exactly how it's going to turn out.
Exactly.
But, you know, like, I support y'all, like, since day one, since they met me. I was like, yeah, whatever, man. You do your thing. You want something to try. You know, like, whatever. And that's the thing, is just making sure that people understand that you're trying to support each other. You're not just supporting yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, that's half the reason I do this. But the community should be involved. Now, I know the music ain't for everybody, especially, you know, like, I know a lot of my songs ain't for everybody, but there's that line, and I know that you make beats, right?
No, not necessarily. Somewhat.
I know you do dabble in it a little. I mean, it's a learning process. And you don't want to really just put ownership on every damn thing. But I like what Alex had to say about it. It feels like a challenge to us, but it's a challenge that we can overcome. I don't know why you could be, but it's up to us to get the community vibing. If you're really trying to put the city on, do it for the city. Exactly. See, I do that because that's why I do this. I do this for the city. Actually, I really do it for our subculture. You know, like, Amarillo is really a subculture. If you really think about it. I mean, we got everywhere from super heavy metal bands to rappers that rap about, toilet paper. Shit. So, I mean, there's a lot of genres that cross over each other, especially considering this is Texas. So most of the time, first thing that they're thinking about is, oh, country music. Oh, you from Texas? Oh, so you must do country. We can do a country rap song.
Exactly.
I might do a country rap song.
Right.
But I can do it, but I may not choose to. But it's very eclectic. It's a very eclectic way around here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
So since we're talking about that lack of support, like Alex said, man, how do we get people to really vibe with it? What's up, Danielle? How you doing?
Keep pushing it out there. Eventually somebody's gonna see it.
Like my saying is, you don't have to support, but you will notice eventually.
Exactly.
I've noticed that too, because like I saw something, and it really made me kind of upset. Danielle Cameron, thank you for joining us. You had like 1,000 listens. You had 1,000 plays, but not one person shared it. Not one person really liked it. Like actually put a like to it.
That's pretty much.
But you listened. There was 1,000 people that listened to it, but not 1,000 likes. And that's things I don't get. Like that.
Like how?
Like how? Right. Why you listen to it, but you don't want to share it?
You know you want to, but what's the matter?
To talk about pretty much. That's what I think. They're trying to find something to talk about. Like, they doing this. They ain't really doing that. Then you're hearing their songs eventually. And you'll find. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy how they.
It's because the things with like our sound is just unique.
It's different.
Victoria C. Sandoval.
What's up?
She says she want to hear something from y'all. I want to hear something from y'all too. But I know that it is what it is. Show them we love doing what we love. Period. Exactly. Thank you, Alan.
Hey, y'all want to listen? We got stuff on YouTube, Reverb, SoundCloud, MV.
Yeah, but see, a lot of people don't know it.
I mean, we posted. It's not a lot of people.
I saw his.
Yeah.
His was dope as fuck. And I had to go look yours.
Yeah. I don't be moving it like
no,
that.
you really don't.
I don't move
and I appreciate that. I really appreciate that as an artist, because I don't either. Like when people just like, oh shit, you put up a new song? Why didn't you tell me about it? Because I don't really feel like y'all really don't.
Yeah, man, I just did it for the fun of it. Somebody
I was in a mode with my ex. I made a song about it, so I did that.
Exactly.
But then you get into those modes where you really want people to, like, man, I'm really feeling this song. I really need people to support. So you start tagging everybody. And then when you start tagging everybody, and then they're like, you get like maybe 2.
I was tag.
I was saying, don't tag nobody.
I used to. I don't
want to ignore nobody notifications.
Well, yeah. I think at some point we feel like we'll be disappointed.
Yeah.
Especially with somebody that you're really, really like tight with, or that you're like you put on a level, and then you realize this motherfucker didn't even share no shit. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. I thought we was better than that, bro. And then they don't, or I don't really expect my mom to share my stuff. Like, oh yeah, look at my baby, she's 70 years old. I don't think my mom even vibes, because she gets on my ass about the show all the time. But there is a certain level, but I feel like as a musician, in musicianship, as an artist, I think we're obligated to do that. Because I'm not worried if I make it. I'm not really worried about it. Obviously, if I was going to make it, I would have already made it. And I have turned down some deals just because it wasn't right for me. It wasn't right in that moment.
Yeah.
So if you had any advice for anybody local on how to elevate and build themselves, what would you give them?
Man, put in effort on a daily basis. With no excuses. Shit, you're going wrong, you got that punches in your mind, say you stop and you ignore it, you ain't trying to elevate, you're trying to push yourself to better yourself. That's pretty much what you got to do. And you don't want to do it through validation. Don't try to elevate yourself. It's like, hey, like, look at me, I'm doing, do it to better yourself. And when you try to search for validation, you'll always be disappointed. you're gonna always be disappointed upon short. So
Yeah, because I mean, like,
Perfectly said.
that is, I mean, like, and I'm about to be like, well, what about you? Just like, no, he already said it.
So pretty much.
Because I can't even argue with that.
You
Because,
get right with yourself, man. You know, get right with God, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, it is like getting right with God, almost.
He's strong.
Yeah.
it ain't a religious thing.
No, it's not the religion. It's just
you want to
it's
better
you.
yourself.
Yeah.
It's just yourself.
That's my opinion.
It's like,
Well, that's what they say, you know, like in New York. And that's a big thing in New York. Everybody call each other God. Because you are one.
You are
You know,
God, yeah, for sure.
but you also, regardless of your beliefs, you're God in their own structures. So, yeah, you can make anything happen. We create life. We do a lot of things.
Right.
So why not motivate yourself to be the best you?
Exactly. You want to do better, be
Yeah.
better than you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then if you're not
Word to lyric.
Word to lyric. Bad part is I feel like me and him had that conversation. And I kind of pushed that, you know, like, because really, honestly, put that work in. That's right, Alex. You got to put that work in. Put in that work.
Yes, sir.
Because we were both at that time in a weird ass spot. He was figuring out his shit and being a hair implant, you know, from Yonkers. I'm all over the place, and I just got back home, and I was dealing with being homeless. He was dealing with being homeless. We met up with, ironically, he met up with people that I was already, you know, really cool with.
Yeah.
And then it just bloomed from there. And so it's like putting that music together. Like I wrote a lot of stuff based on I want to be as lyrical as lyric, or I want to be as a little bit more open-minded. Right?
Sure.
He had his down moments, and I had my down moments. But I always, bro, I'm here with you 110%. That's all I could ever tell him. I was like, bro, I'm here with you 110%. Don't worry about it. You got family. I'm your family. I got you. We've had our ups and we've had our downs, like any brothers do.
For sure.
But really, honestly, you know, like, and that's why I always tell him thank you. You know, like that's why I always tell him every time I see him thank you, because he got me out of a dark place, and hopefully I got him out of a dark place. But we also realized that some of these motherfuckers ain't worth shit, and some of us really ain't shit.
They use you. They use your energy. Man, you can be jamming your ass, as long as you got that good energy, they use that up too.
Yeah. Or they won't. I mean, like they see that you're trying to be a motivator. You know, like I mean, I kick it with you. I may not do this. I may not do that. Speak of the damn devil. This thing. What's up,
big bro?
What's up, brother? Yes, E in the B is in the building. But I mean, as long as you're motivating somebody and motivating yourself, and you're using yourself as motivation for other people, you can't lose. Right. So I'm gonna ask the big question: top 5 MCs and producers. Now, the reason I say MCs and producers is because the way I look at things, you ain't shit without your producer, and it has to be the right MC. Because Swiss Beats and DMX, perfect example.
Yeah.
Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg. If you heard him on a Dr. Dre track, it was way different than hearing him on any other producer's track. DMX basically just put Swiss Beats on and said, you know, like, hey, we're gonna run with it. DJ Clue as a producer, DJ Khaled, who has literally made a whole career off of
another one.
that, you know, like he really did. I was like, now see, like y'all all here now. Yeah, we're all here. We're just all big people. Alex just putting it in perspective. So, like, who would be your top 5 producer MCs?
Well, I'm gonna start off with the Boom Bap, Jay Dilla, and man, the whole Slum Village. Yeah,
That's a first, because not many people say that.
well, Jay Dilla, Slum, man, that's what I grew up on, man.
We'll see, but that Detroit sound has always been like, I was blessed enough to be able to host a show with Slum Village after Jay Dilla died. But it was something unique because it was like, I'm looking up to some of these cats. And then like, Who else? I'm not gonna talk about me right now.
No, you good. Not too many people do know about Jay Dillon and the Detroit sound he brought. Like, it's crazy. That's really how I got into music too. Just that sound, the samples, that vibe. It's just it can go East Coast, West Coast. You can do it all, and it's vibey. So I definitely like dig this style of music.
Who else?
I said, Slum Village, Jay Dillon. We got Little Brother. And they whole little crew. Like, I like that sound.
Ninth Wonder,
and all that.
That's kind of even weirder because Little Brother literally is a group of fucking producers being MCs. So it's even cooler. And then you have people guest starring on it. Yeah. So like you make this beat, but it's still Little Brother.
Yeah, still Little Brother.
Still Little Brother at the end of the day.
And that's how we kind of try to do with E&B's. Like, everybody can do everything instead of so it's.
I was big about, like, I told somebody this. Wu-Tang wouldn't be shit without RZA.
Right.
Wouldn't even be the level of where they're at now if they hadn't stuck together as a family.
Mm-hmm.
Like, got RZA, ODB, and everything like that. But I watched the series, and then it made me have to, like, really dig in the crates and look at some of the old school shit. Mm-hmm. And like, really, ODB was the heart and soul of that shit because he really was like influential. He was very smart about the moves that he made, very calculated. And then when he actually did it like the old Dirty Bastard in the movies, how he was very calculating and he'll lead you off of a track, and it may sound like the most stupidest thing, but it's like drunken boxing. Yeah, you're looking around and you ain't did shit. Right. Like, well, actually I did. So you see that guy over there and that guy over there, they're about to fight, so we can go get what we need to get. Right. So it's like, oh, okay. So the smoke and mirrors thing. That's what always gets everybody. Alex says Metro Boomin. Metro Boomin and Future. Yeah, I deal with that.
Yeah, they a nice combination.
What about you, P?
Oh no, too many.
Shit, start off their first live. Yeah, there you go.
My first five, I'm saying my first five probably be Wayne top one, just because.
But Wayne always had a different producer, and he usually produced.
But that DJ drama era he had, that was pretty nice.
Because the Rubens and like all that, like he just had a very good. The Gangsta Grills Street was hype.
And the Cannon.
Oh man, and especially because I heard that song, it made me dance. Right. But it wasn't really. It's kind of. I think that really is kind of a weird ass thing that the Cannon remix wasn't a dance song, but you couldn't help it because the beat was banging. Right. And then you're like, but you listen to the words, it's like, oh, you talking about whipping the brakes off somebody? Oh, hold up, I don't even know. Yeah, like I'm still like, all right, the Cannon, like the Cannon. Yeah. What else?
Who else? J. Cole.
Definitely.
Russ, I like Russ.
For a person that produces his own music, see, J. Cole has always been consistent.
Oh man!
And then here comes Russ.
Russ is nice.
Russ came out. He'd been out for years, and most people didn't know it. Like he's an older guy.
Yeah.
And then you see him how fast in 1 year, all of a sudden he's like on everybody's lips. Everybody talking about this.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Anybody else you could think of?
Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan does his thing.
He's pretty nice.
Especially, and you gotta think about him too. Lucky You. Mm-hmm. That has a great song with him. And I can't remember who produced it either. But that shit, it's just, the beat is banging. Yeah. And I really think Jordan did that beat. So it's like, you don't really realize like that whole first album that Jordan came out, which was a great album. From front to end, you could always listen to it. I'm gonna throw one out that's gonna fuck everybody up, probably. Because he's the king of the slab, like DJ Screw. He was a great producer. And then when you had everybody in the SUC that were still alive, it wasn't Houston unless it had Screw on it.
Yeah.
If it wasn't a Screw beat, you really didn't really fuck with me.
That's my third
So
one. Like that's why I do the slow down song.
Yeah.
The reverb, because that Screw in there.
It blows my mind.
25 a lot of slow down.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. I was with my cousin on Prism, not on Nissan Prism.
oh wow.
And he's playing 25 a lot of slow. And I was like, what the hell?
First time. Well, and see, my oldest cousin. Shout out to my cousin Kendall. Love you, bro, because you motherfucker, you motherfucker, you. He introduced me to Screw. So he went down to Houston. He came back with a great cassette. They bought off with like some dude off the gas station. It was like a printed out of the listings of the songs.
Yeah.
He goes, bro, but you gotta listen to this. I'm like, it's slowed down, and then I was like, then you get Screwed and Chopped.
Yeah.
When you had Screwed and Chopped, it just elevated Screw music.
Yeah, for sure.
Even better, because then I wanted to just chop up everything. I wanted to do. Believe it or not, I grew up on Zapp and Roger. I can believe that shit, because hell, everybody in Amarillo used to be listening to this shit all damn time. Larry says, "Fuck you mean," is when "fuck you mean" is when I knew Joyner was Joyner was very dangerous on that song. He just, I don't know if it was really just kind of like his delivery on it, or was it, the fact that it was half-assed somebody else's song and his, and so he just kind of made it his own, and then he goes in his own and it just goes the fuck off. And I can't do that, like sometimes you can, sometimes you can't, but I feel like I can never deliver as hard as some people on their own songs.
Sure.
That's just real shit. Then Lyrics has to say his delivery wasn't there like it is now. It really actually is. All right, I'll correct it before you go. I promise I'll be paying attention. What's going on to the Lena McFarber? Thank you for joining us there. And he goes, yeah, he's at work typing too goddamn fast.
Oh yeah, you on that phone?
Yeah, he's like, okay, I gotta get back to work. Right. But that is some real shit. This motherfucker got a hole. I think it did have. It did have a hole. They got some shit. I'm like sitting over here trying to drink the rest of my drink. I'm like, where the hell did my drink go? I just had some water. I ain't drinking the thing.
Hey, tune in his radio station though. It's bumping.
I was about to say, I was
If y'all ain't heard yet, the Zeno Radio app, download it. You can find Bomb City Radio KBCR on the app. Run it. As he said,
I'm talking. We're gonna be on there looking for some new projects, my man.
Hopefully y'all send me some shit.
Yeah, like I've never seen some stuff.
What's the best part to you about having a producer? Somebody ring.
Oh man, just be able to them understanding me what I want to do.
Right.
What I'm like striving for, what I'm searching for. It's easy.
Yeah.
And like so even him, like he'll have some stuff and he'll know exactly what I need to hear from I'm on it.
Right.
So it's just a
so like with that, like especially when you get that good connection with your partners. Like I have a good connection with Lyric. So I already know what to expect from Lyric when we go into the studio. Because it may take a day, it may take an hour. Yeah, it may take, hell, it may even take 10 minutes because he's probably like, no, man, I got a song for that. I already wrote that shit. It's right here. So,
I'm on second verse.
Man, because he's always there. And he's usually on time. Lyric says, I love y'all, EMB. I'm going to change the world. Y'all going to change the world. You are. Not just to see the world, Craig.
Yeah. Top
I wish I could be there. I'm at work telling everybody that's EMB. They said it's all goody. What's goody, yo? What's goody? See, you see why I fuck with him now.
No, yeah,
Jennifer Lynn Davis, thank you for joining the show. that's the whole thing. It was like, man, we came out with the song. First song I did with it was called Villain. That song was not his shit. He was like, dude, this is a rock beat. I was like, I know. Can you do it? Can you write to it? I gotta hear what you wrote first. To be honest with you, I really didn't have a solid verse. Because even I had kind of a solid verse, but then I was like, yeah, I don't know. Help me with the last part, because we did one called Big Bad Wolf, which I surprisingly have never put out, because it was like all the crew on it. And I produced a lot of my own beats, and I produced a lot of my own songs. But that song right there just kind of really solidified things between me and Lyric, just because I like the way he did it. Yeah. Party is his song. Shout out to Lyric again.
Shout out to Big Bro.
Because we actually got to perform that in front of Mike Jones and Tum.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, you was there.
I was there.
That's when you didn't have dread. He was smooth cut.
I was smooth cut with the wave.
Yeah, he had the wave runner going.
Right.
No beard, just mustache.
I ain't got no beard.
Well, I mean, it'll get there, bro. It's gonna get there.
Yeah.
But like that was a fun song to do, just because, like you said, man, we were working class. Not even really working class. I hustled. I did all this extra shit too. Yeah. But that was the first time in a long time that I felt like a musician. Mm-hmm. He'll make you feel like a musician because you can actually. No, man, I don't like that first spot. It don't fit you, bro. What do you mean it don't fit me? It just don't fit your style. You're and he told me that. He was like, and I literally had to sit there and be like, bro, why are you not delivering your best shit? Because he's even seen it and telling you, hey, bro, what the fuck's wrong with you? You something wrong with that? You okay? You need a snack or something? No, bro, I'm in my head or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he'll be like, okay, well, write it down.
Yes. He always tells us that to write it down. You always come back to it later.
Well, yeah, because then who knows? Like, if you wrote it down, this one part right here, okay, and you said something that didn't reflect the rest of the song, mm-hmm. I totally get that now. I didn't get it then. I get it now. Because then it was like, no, man, I'm making my music the way I want to make my music, and da-da-da-da. And it wasn't really that I was opposed to listening to an opinion, as much as I was. I felt like I had the movie in my head already, mm-hmm. and I'm already at the credits. But you're like in the middle of the movie, cut, nope. What do you mean we got to change this, and this? No, that wouldn't have happened this way. So we wrote the songs, and I mean, like, he come up with something just crazy. El Pollo Loco is our verse, so that's all I can say about El Pollo Loco, because I cannot explain to everybody why El Pollo Loco is El Pollo Loco, at least not on here. Speaking of El Pollo Loco, and of course Cinco de Mayo is coming up. Mm-hmm. So what could you say is your craziest Cinco de Mayo?
Man, look, I live a safe life, brother, so I don't really get too wild. Right. But I do remember one back home. One of my Mexican friends, they bought a whole cow, and they literally like cut it up, gutted it up, and everything, and put on the skillet. Like, had chicharrones and stuff. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was like my first time seeing like something like that, but I embraced it because it's like. That's how I was back then, keeping everything alive, and it's like
you just have to. Sometimes you really just gotta go with the flow. You know, like you never know. And then it's on top of that. It's like I don't know. It is kind of a man thing for most men. We're like, you can't tell somebody no. Yeah. Because you tell them no, they're gonna like why? Why? Well, yeah. I tried goat for the first time. I don't know. Yeah. And then when I tried it, I was like, man, this shit is pretty damn good. Yeah. Do you know what you're eating? I don't give a fuck. It tastes good right now. What about you, Pete?
Man, I never really had a crazy one. It's just always with the family, good times.
Yeah.
Get a little faded.
You can't never replace that though.
Yeah, never.
I mean, you can't never replace that feeling with your family.
Yeah, for sure. Times.
Mine, I've had a few. I'm not even gonna lie. My favorite one though was when we were at work. I was DJing, and we literally didn't have any customers, and we could close early. I was like, everybody was like, "No, I thought you wasn't coming." I was like, "Bro, we ended up closing early, so I'm getting drunk as fuck."
Right.
I ended up getting so damn drunk, I fell asleep in my car until 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I got that drunk. I at least was conscious enough to know to give somebody else my keys.
Yeah, for sure.
I was like, "Here, man, what? I'm gonna go take a nap in the car."
Yeah.
Like, are you sure? Like, yeah, I'm sure. I'm gonna go take a nap in the car.
Right.
I go take a nap. I wake up.
So now.
Oh god damn! And then I look and I'm like, damn, everybody's gone. Hold up. Luckily, somebody left my keys on top of my car. So I wake up and I'm like, okay, cool. My keys are outside.
Yeah,
cool,
right.
I can go. But so we got like about 15 minutes left. I'm gonna ask you probably some of the typical shit. What's your next show, events, what's coming up? Talk about it.
Now that you gotta talk lyric and stuff. He dipping and dabbling in that.
Oh,
Mastermind behind
Yeah,
that.
look, he dipping dabbling in that. That's his lane right there.
see,
Yeah, like I said, I'm new to it, so I kind of just play my role.
no, that was a fail.
Man.
There is no roles. There's only the team.
You're right. But
There is no mom. There's only school. You know.
Yeah.
But I mean, like that's dope. Do y'all have any real, like y'all got anything that you really are looking forward to that y'all?
Oh yeah,
develop?
man. We've been shooting videos. I've been working on video and
Actually get visuals.
getting visuals and stuff done. So we've been shooting, taking pictures, just trying new avenues.
I think that's the hardest thing, like especially for an artist, because most of the time
You finally got a logo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay!
You know what I'm saying?
You finally got a logo.
Shout out to my cousin, Adrian Diaz.
Shout out to the cousins.
Finally,
we got a logo for us.
that actually works for him.
Yeah.
Because I think that's
It makes sense.
that's one of the hardest things.
Yeah.
Because like I'd already had a logo for mine. Brianna, Elisa, thank you for joining.
My girl.
Great show, great show. I already knew it was gonna happen. I wasn't even going. I don't even question that shit. But see, that's the thing. Is like you have so much support from a lot of people
Already.
and then you have to be able to have that image that people will like. I'm gonna rock that.
Yeah.
Because I like that shit. That shit goes hard.
For sure.
Mine, I had the image, but I just didn't have a name, right? Because for a while there was Black Circle Crime Family, there was Bomb City Crime Family, and then I just decided on Proper Villains. And then I ended up having friends that's their management. It's Proper Villains. So it was like, it actually kind of works out here.
Yeah,
Have some merch. Like now you got a clothing company you can work with. Ain't no big deal. But I like the image and it works. I made my first video by myself. So it was, I didn't realize how important that part of things really is.
Yeah.
It's very important. Victoria says, I agree. Great show. First time tuning in. Well, thank you.
Yeah, most definitely.
Throw some stars and come back. Because I look at it like this, man. I never really thought about my image, to be honest. My first album was all white. It looked like government cheese. That's the best way I can describe it. It looked like, don't even have a name. It just says pork on it. It's pork. How do we know it's pork? We don't know, but we're gonna open this bitch up and find out.
Right.
So I called it Trials to Smoke and Mirrors for that same reason. So people could actually see it and be like, okay, I might not want to open this, but I'm going to open this because I'm curious. You put it in, you listen to it, it's actually a good album. So I think that's the biggest thing. And me and him, we still got to do a fucking show. We got to, not just do a fucking show. We got to do a video. Because he was like, he's on almost every damn song on my second album.
And I got the camera too.
See, hey, I got phones, I got cameras, I got it all.
Making it happen.
Yeah, make it happen. And just, you got to find something that works. Not necessarily. I think we get a little stifled. And I don't know if it's just maybe it's just me, but I feel like I get stifled because I feel like it's got to be super high quality, or it's got to be like I got to go hire somebody for it. When I found out, no, I really didn't have to hire nobody for it. I could do it myself a long time ago.
Yeah.
If I just took the time to kind of like think it all the way through.
Exactly.
So think things all the way through, people.
I tell everybody I come across, think stuff through, man. Don't be no crash dummy.
Yeah,
Because if you move, don't know what you're
but
doing.
even if you are being a crash dummy on that part, at least you're being a crash dummy on the smart part. It's like, okay, I filmed the whole thing. I have no idea how to put it together.
Mm-hmm.
Find the program. I mean, I found it through Power Director.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do it through that. You can do it through a lot of other things.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to the action one more time. We're almost at the end of the show. So I'm gonna ask a relationship question because y'all both are with someone.
Yep.
Let's say, for instance, y'all got married, got divorced,
Mm-hmm.
and decided to marry somebody different. And y'all both got children, so you know they're a big factor in that issue.
Mm-hmm.
What is your best relationship advice on somebody getting married after a divorce, or after even splitting up? I'd say that.
Man, do it for the kids. You know, it goes for the kids. Like, I've been to therapy. One thing that stuck out to me, the therapist did say that most trauma comes from childhood. You know, your childhood, you bring that up to your adulthood. So it's like, do it for the kids. Don't have your kids growing up in the environment.
I agree with that.
It's toxic, dealing with stuff like that.
Because if they see it, they're gonna think it's natural.
And normal.
Yeah, you can't normalize. You always calling her out of her name. She always calling you out of your name.
For sure.
And then the only time that y'all are actually nice to each other is when y'all around the kids.
Mhm.
That's not cool.
No.
But we ain't getting divorced, so it don't matter.
Well, see, all right, even better. See, I like his answer better just because, you know, shit. I don't really. I've been married 3 times. I've been divorced 3 times. But I think it's only because like you said, I never really knew what it was like to see my mom with somebody. She was rarely with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she had a boyfriend, but shit, I see him once in a blue moon. Hey, what's up? Good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, keep it pushing. Right. But then you get to that point to where it's like, okay, I know my mom wants to have a relationship with somebody.
Yeah.
You know, but I never, you know, my dad had relationships and he was always great to his woman. You know, like I've seen it, high pops. I see it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But if you've never experienced it, I really agree with Static on that. If you never experienced it as a child or growing up, you really wouldn't know what to do. You don't know what to do with it at that point.
Sure.
It's like, well, shit, how do I do this?
Yeah.
If I've never been in it, so how do I do it? What's your advice, Pete?
Man, just respect one another, man. Like, it ain't really, like you said, it ain't about y'all no more. You know, it's about the kids. So at the end of the day, just come to terms with each other, you know, just.
I know y'all probably didn't think that y'all gonna be asking. Answer that kind of question, like, wow, okay.
Like, you see, I would get a punch off, so I get asked
Yeah.
multiple questions.
Yeah.
Weird types of
Yeah,
questions.
you know,
You
just
got
like
your
that.
toes with it sometimes. So.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like it's a different approach.
Yeah, different approach.
Because then you actually kind of see about the core of a person.
Yeah.
Because if they'll sit over there and say like, "Oh man, you know, da da da, bleep 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 bleep,"
Yeah, for sure.
I think this is the first time I've been on here and I didn't curse a lot. I didn't, like, every other word wasn't an F-bomb or something else.
Right.
But that's the best part, and then you have an intellectual conversation. Thank you, Brianna, for our 99 stars. But the other one, yeah. See, I love that. That's good.
That's good.
Support your man.
Right.
He's like, well, he's on there. I can give $1. Every dollar counts. Now we're starting to sound like the building fund at church. If you just give $1, Sister Mary needs a new kidney. We need every dollar we can. It just works. All right, guys, we got about 5 minutes left. So this is the part of the show that I let y'all give your last thoughts on anything and everything. If you want to give shouts out, give shouts out. You can tell everybody, fuck you for all I can. Well, I would hope that you wouldn't, because then I don't want to, our viewers might dwindle a little more.
No negative energy.
No negative energy. Let's start with Pete Trans.
Just shout out to our team, first of all. You know what I'm saying? My family, everybody that's connected. You know, mom's up above, you know what I'm saying?
Amen.
OBI, you know what I'm saying? I rock with them heavy. Not very many people. I don't really, like you said, we don't really get out that much. So
yeah, this on this time kind of
this is a lot. That's a lot.
I had to give him the Wookiee on that, because he was like on time with the song too, and it's like he ended. Well, I don't know anything. I'll just send the Wookiee. Okay, we'll just send the
That'll
Wookiee.
work.
Yeah, that'll work. Static, what's good? Tell
oh man, shout out to the baby girl, you know, the team, everybody's rocking with us. With my kids, family back home. You know, that's about it.
You still got time.
I got time.
Yeah, you got a little bit.
Man, I like I said, I'm myself, man. I got too many people I really rock with. You know, I'm a introvert loner to the core, so you may see me out at work, but
everything is music, man.
Yeah,
everything is music.
For sure.
Just say no.
I was telling him, I said, man, I don't never go out unless he come in town.
For real.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, me and baby, we working.
Y'all work all the time.
Yeah,
see, that's usually the best shit. Because when you're working, you ain't really gonna get in trouble. You ain't gotta explain shit to nobody. Did I get your stars, Victoria? I really don't know. I hadn't looked. I'm so sorry. Usually, if you give stars, it'll put your name without anything else. Because I don't know why it won't ever show the stars. It just shows you a person.
Yeah.
You know, like Brianna. It shows it on my Facebook, doesn't show it on here.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird. But if you did, thank you very much, Victoria. I appreciate it. Because I'm trying to keep this going, man.
Man, no, for sure, man. We definitely gotta keep this going. This is a nice.
I think people get nervous when too many black people or ethnic people get together. Because it's the truth, man. Come on. People get nervous as fuck when you see a Mexican and a black person together.
No, you're not lying.
Because he got a whole goddamn family that's supporting him. You got some dudes that look very suspicious. So you put his family and your suspicious dudes together, somebody get robbed. let's just be clear about that. All right. She said, I said something. I said, thank you. And she says, you're welcome. So, you guys got, we always gonna laugh.
These sound effects,
bro, I came across this shit out of the blue. And I felt like, because I got sound effects on this thing, but they're not always what you want. But see, I can always go like this. So you can do that, the old Spice whistle.
Yeah. I said as a ringtone.
I annoyed the fuck out of that. I had a Joker ringtone, and the only thing it did was like, it's from the movie Return of the Joker, when the Joker turns Robin into JJ. And it's the part where I would laugh if it wasn't so depressing or something like that. Oh, I think I'll laugh anyway. Like if it wasn't so pitiful or it's something. And somebody heard that one day and they were like, that's just rude. I said, really, honestly, no, I kind of get the joke on that. But there's a lot of people I would laugh at if it wasn't so pitiful. Right? Because now it's just like, that's not even fun. Now I'm just feeling like I'm, like now I'm picking.
Yeah.
So if I pick at you, then it's even worse. Then we got you gotta have that at least once. Because everybody listens to this. Everybody does. Somebody grandma jamming right now.
Yeah.
And then, we got sitcom laughs. We got
some bitch.
Stuff like that. Even though I just, my mom gets on that point of stuff. SpongeBob, you gotta have SpongeBob.
He said, "Sup, bitch."
Yo,
What's up, bitch?
Oh,
Or everybody loves Tim. So,
Oh,
hey, she finally sent it. Thank you, Victoria, for my 50 stars. I really appreciate you. It's very nice of you, and it's good business. That's all we can say. So, my black ass is about to get up out of here. We literally got about like 5 seconds. Want to say thank you to the crew for showing up, because if it wasn't for them, I don't think I'll be as happy as I am today. I'll try to stay happy every day.
Yeah, for sure.
You try to.
It's elevated.
You got to elevate everything. Now, Victoria's getting on the bandwagon. And the other ones I sent didn't show up. No, not yet. But I'll let you know. I'll let you know as soon as possible. But we're gonna play this elevator music. And we're gonna get the hell up out of here. Thank y'all. Y'all have a great evening. If you don't have a great evening,